Welcome to VMax Radio, Episode 2. I'm your host tonight, StuttgartMadness, and joining me tonight from Car Throttle is the one and only Chadkake, he says Chadkake, but...
Wait, I said that?
You said it was Chadkake.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so regarding that name, so my mom got me a keychain from Hawaii, and on it says Chadkake, and that's like the phonetic pronunciation. If you just like said it how you saw it, kind of thing in English, Kake, that's Chad in Hawaiian. And but then when I got back from Hawaii and my friend saw it, it's like, oh, Chadkake. So they just called me Chadkake from then on.
Yeah. I have one of those keychains, actually. I forget what is on it, but yeah, I got that when I went over to Hawaii. So, what cars do you currently own?
Just a 2010 Subaru Legacy.
Nice. And have you owned anything before that?
Not really. I mean, our family did have a, still does have, I hope, a 2001 Honda Odyssey and 2006 Ford Freestar, and I drove those a lot.
Mm-hmm. We actually have a 2009 Honda Odyssey that's getting up there, but not in Honda terms, like the beginning of its life in Honda terms.
Yeah. Well, thing is, though, our Honda's just about to give out, and sadly, I think the Ford might be having some problems, too, according to my parents.
Oh, man.
And you know what's funny about that is that for the longest time, the Ford was the reliable one, not Honda.
Yeah. My parents are very, very glad that they got the extended warranty because we had this issue on ours.
Yeah.
We just opened the door one day and we started the engine and the alarm going off.
That might be faulty wiring.
We eventually found out, but it took forever to get the thing to shut off because it just wouldn't go off.
That's a short circuit. Yeah, I took an electrical systems class pretty recently, so yeah.
Okay. Well, the thing was, every couple months we go down to Harrisonburg, Virginia, to stock up on like math curriculum.
We're going down to Virginia to stock up on math curriculum. Yeah, that's what math teachers do. They don't stock up on weed or food or ammo. They stock up on math curriculum.
Yeah. And so we after we got the curriculum, we went to Dairy Queen.
Someone just totally floored outside my apartment with a V8.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Anyway, where were we?
Hold on, quick story. Just today, while we were performing at a music center, we had a concert today. I heard, like, it wasn't during the concert, thank goodness, because this would have looked a little weird during the concert. I heard this huge V8, just and then I look and it's a dump truck, and I'm like, oh. But yeah, that actually happened to me a lot in Texas. Outside of Houston, every loud engine was some huge diesel truck.
I bet.
In Houston, actually, we saw 458 Ferraris.
Yeah. Like my dad's work is based there, and he talks about like supercars down there.
Yeah. For some reason, though, in San Antonio and Austin, there's like nothing.
Really? Well, as far as I know, San Antonio has a large Latino population, so you might see lots of lowriders or whatever.
Yeah. Actually, when we were down in Texas, we were like, I think we flew into Houston, went like to Austin and then to San Antonio, and it was nighttime, and we were coming back to Houston to stay at a hotel, and then we were going to leave for home the next morning. And we drove on the highway right by Hennessy Performance's headquarters, which I'd been dying to try and get them to take me there to look around. This was before the whole, the scandals and all that.
Okay, yeah.
But it was night, and they had the parking lot lights on, and I saw one of his CTSV wagons. It was just sitting there, and I'm like, I've seen Hennessy.
Did you get to see Hennessy Venom?
Because as soon as he builds one, it's already sold.
Yeah, Steven Tyler has one. The head
really?
singer of Aerosmith.
I have literally.
I
have no clue who that is. I haven't listened to them, but.
What? You've never listened to Aerosmith?
No, I haven't listened to a lot of.
Well, do you know Dream On? Do you know Dream On?
What? No, actually.
Okay, let me see if I can sing it for you to jog your memory, see if you remember it. Dream on, something like that.
Yeah, no.
Sing
I might have heard
for
it.
Love, sing for tears, sing with me, love her today, something like that.
I might have heard that in McDonald's once, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's also Walk This Way. Walk this way, da-da-da, talk this way, da-da-da, something like that.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be talking about my crappy singing because I sing for like legit college choir. I sang in general conference, and for those of you who don't know, like the entire Mormon church tunes in to watch people in Salt Lake City give talks, and I sang for that. So millions of people watch me. Everyone on Facebook is like, dude, I saw you sing to a conference. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I gotta work that into the show title somehow, like Chad sings, or I don't know, karaoke with Chad.
Well, we can talk about that afterwards.
Yeah.
Or just simply karaoke night.
Except I didn't do any of the karaoke because,
Well, yeah, even then it would be a very interesting title. Like for example, like the Both Hand Drive podcast. Their titles are pretty interesting. Like, oh, your headlights suck, or if it doesn't have BBS rims, weird stuff like that.
My favorite title that they did was the nice Civic your mom's got.
That would be something that would combine Ian and Mark would do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
are we gonna do the Ask Me Anything?
Well, yeah, of course. So let me get over to the post.
Yeah, I think I was scrolling through Car Throttle for some reason.
Okay, so we're going to try to keep this car
Here we
themed,
go. Okay.
Off-topic questions, and we'll save those for last.
Okay.
So.
Raven Nohu says, opinion on the Berlin Wall.
I said we'll save the off-topic ones for last.
Fine.
We're going to try to keep this car themed at first. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, so Raven Know Who asks, McLaren P1, Porsche 918, or McLaren P1, and why?
Do you think he actually meant for Ferrari LaFerrari for the last one?
He did say P1 twice, probably.
Okay, let's first assume that he did mean P1 twice, and then we'll assume he meant all the three.
Okay. P1 for me.
Why is that?
Well, it's rear-wheel drive, and I just instinctively like that better. Also, it's got McLaren says that everything that they wanted to put in that was banned from Formula One that they wanted to put into it. Yeah, they put it on the P1.
That kind of reminds me of the Aston Martin Vulcan, where they just made it to go fast. They did it make it so it'd be street legal, because then they'd have to follow rules there. They also did make it to where it would have to follow racing regulations. So basically, you have something you can't drive on the street, but you also can't race in a formal league. It's just a $2 million toy. That's freaking amazing.
But I'm sure, like with the Ferrari FXX, somebody is going to make a street legal version of that, so they can drive it around.
Yeah. Well, okay. So if it was just the three for McLaren, Ferrari, or Porsche, I guess I would have to say Porsche, mainly because a rear-wheel drive at 900 horsepower would be insane. And the Porsche, I think, is the one. Yeah, like you can get a 3.9 liter V8 twin turbo in the 650S. I think maybe the McLaren MP412C as well. And the Ferrari LaFerrari basically has an uprated version of the V12 that's in the F12 Berlinetta. So with that, the Porsche has the most unique engine of the three. I've seen a 918 Spider. I guess I'd have to go with the 918, and I think it's the cheapest too.
It is the cheapest by $200,000. But if you can afford an $800,000 car, it mean that much to you.
I guess I could say. I think a VIP Porsche collector on Car Throttle was talking about how he actually interviewed some guy who had some hypercars, and I questions that I did, and it got answered by the guy, and he says, as a general rule, regarding hypercars, price of the car you're going to buy, multiply it by 2, and that's how much money you're going to need to afford the car.
Oh, dude. I was actually a few months ago in the dentist office towards the end. The tech support guy walked in, and waiting until they had time to work on the computers or whatever. And so we kind of struck up a conversation. And, I was wearing some sort of hunting shirt, and so he struck a conversation about that. So we talked about that, and then we started talking about cars. And he said that his grandpa, who had started some huge tech company, and then he had just sold it, he was looking for a new, insanely expensive car. And he was going to choose between the 918 or the Aventador SV. And he said that the 918 he was looking at was actually 1.5 million, which is like 700,000 over its original MSRP.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure there are some people, or there must have been at least one person that bought one of the hypercars and then just flipped it because like he had to be on a list, but then you know, like you could sell it to a private buyer for more, maybe.
Like when you go to your whatever the rich people do, gather around with their other rich friends, and they go and like, hey, John, have you not bought this new whatever car yet? And he's like, oh, no, not yet. I got to go do that. But he's like a month or so to release. So everything he has to pay a bunch more than he would in the first place.
Yeah. Actually, my uncle who let me drive his Tesla Model S, someone in his church has a 918.
Really?
Yeah. I think he told me that, like, it's like, oh, there's someone in my church has a $900,000 Porsche. I was like, 19 Spider? Yep.
Yeah, other than a classic 911, I don't think there's too many $900,000 Porsches.
Yeah, Porsche collectors are crazy. Should we get back on topic with the AMA?
Yeah, okay. Next question. Did you want to ask this one?
Is it that STI guy?
Yeah.
Okay, his question is Saline S7 or Corvette C7 Stingray, and why?
Saline S7 because it's a mid-engined, hand-built supercar, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, if Lux were here, we would know what his choice would be.
Yeah. I was just thinking, should I? I bet if Flux were here.
We'll tag him. We'll tag him.
Yeah.
For me, I guess I'd have to go with the Corvette. Like, maybe because, like, if I wanted an American supercar of that era, I would probably go with the Ford GT instead, a 2005 model.
Oh, yeah. But those are crazy expensive.
Well, yeah, so is the Saline S7.
True.
Yeah, so of those two, I would go with the C7 Stingray. Because honestly, I don't know that much about the S7.
Well, I know it's fast, and I've never ever seen one, and I see Corvette C7 everywhere. So
yeah, I mean you're pretty close to Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Kinda. I'm a lot closer than you, so I guess you consider that close.
Well, yeah, yeah.
I don't know. 10-hour drive probably. And I wanted
north, or is that one way?
That's one way.
Oh dang! Never mind then.
Yeah. Oh, but that's nothing. We
from Spokane to Utah.
We went up. What?
Like me driving from Spokane to Utah, except it's a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We went up to Maine a couple years ago, and we split when we went up the drive across 2 days because it was so long. But on the way back, we couldn't find a hotel, and so we just went the full way back, and we left from Maine at like 8 in the morning, and we got home at 1 in the morning.
Wow. Okay. Emil BRZ says, thoughts on 5-cylinder cars?
I love them so much. Besides the Viper, those are probably my favorite. I don't know. They're probably my favorite realistic dream cars.
Yeah. Well, I think what he really, well, I mean, that question could be centered towards, do you just like 5-cylinder engines, or do you like the engine and the car comes in?
Well, I like 5-cylinder engines, period. And traditionally, since it's such an oddball engine, it's come in really cool cars like the Audi TTRS and Volvo 850R.
Yeah, I think like the Audi RS1 or 3 or whatever has 5-cylinder. Also, the Chevy Colorado has a 5-cylinder.
Yeah, the old model. And almost all 5-cylinders sound amazing. And so for like a light truck, I'd choose that, or I'd go with a Hummer H3 with the truck bed, because that's the same chassis and all that. It's the same car.
I would
prefer
engine. The Colorado, because Hummers are overrated unless they're an H1, in my opinion.
The H1 is awesome.
Yeah, like you can't beat an H1, but like H2 and H3, whatever. So what's my thoughts on the 5-cylinder cars? I like them. I don't, like fanboy over them all that much. Like, as you said, they can sound good. The thing is, though, like I think they're naturally unbalanced, kind of like 3-cylinder engines.
It's an odd number of cylinders. But if it's an inline, it really, I don't think matters all that much.
It does kind of like Packard once made an inline 8 engine instead of a V8, and because that was super long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I think the reason like Duesenbergs and all those old sporty cars had such long hoods is because the engines were so long.
Uh-huh. Well, there was a Cadillac made a V16 a long time ago, like in the 40s.
Yeah, but I think that was just a concept.
Well, no. In the 40s, they actually made a 16-cylinder Cadillac.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they did make a new V16 concept that was called like the Cadillac 16.
Okay, yeah. Mark II Golfer says, thoughts on underglow?
I don't like it personally, but that's my opinion. It doesn't add anything to the car.
Well, yeah. Thing is, actually, I kind of like it. Like my Subaru doesn't have underglow, but it has like a light at the bottom of the door. So when you're getting out of the car and you open the door, if it's at night, you can see what's below you, like a puddle illuminator.
Mm-hmm. One thing, gimmick that Mini has in their new cars, I think it comes with the keyless entry. When it senses that you're in the proximity, like when it senses the key close to it at night, there's a little projector in its rear view mirror that will project a giant.
That's the Mini logo down.
Yeah.
That seems like a very odd thing to do, though. But aside from puddle illumination.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
like I know someone that has underglow on his truck, and quite honestly, it's not bad. Like, sure, maybe seen as ricey, but like people just follow trends. Like first it was fake chrome and fart cans, and now it's hella flush and stand set and everything.
Yeah.
Who knows what's gonna be next?
You know what I hope it's not?
What?
I really hope they're not lifting everything.
I kind of have to agree with you there. Like, I understand why people lift trucks. Like it looks cool, but like when I see like a 1989 Ford F350 Power Stroke with a 12-inch lift, and they're just daily driving it, I'm thinking, why? Like, if you're daily driving a truck, you don't, in regular conditions, you don't need to lift it.
Mm-hmm.
I can see if you're going to lift it for an off-road rig, but besides that, I don't see the point. Yeah, like it wreaks havoc on your steering and powertrain geometry. So if it was a daily, I would lift it a little bit, but off-road, go all out.
Mm-hmm. Except, like, the only reason I would lift anything, like, to any large extent is to be able to put huge tires on it, because if you lift it, you're not really lifting the axles, and the axles will still catch on stuff.
That's true.
The only thing that it does for you is it gives you more approach and departure angle.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I've always kind of seen, like, when people they have this lifted truck that's through the roof, and then
stock height tires.
They have regular tires. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah. Mr. AMWV10 says, have you seen PewDiePie?
No.
Oh, like any of his videos?
No, actually.
I think you might want to see a couple of them just so you can get a general idea of what he's like.
Get all the references. Because now I'm like,
well, not really the references, but like his displaying style and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like for about maybe 2 to 3 months, maybe even one, I subscribed to PewDiePie and watched his videos, but then I just stopped, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I like find a new YouTube channel that I really, really, really like, I binge watch like all of their videos, and then
yeah.
like, and then I move on to another thing. Like right now, I'm watching all of Demolition Ranch's videos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he does awesome stuff.
You know who really needs to make a comeback?
What?
FPS
Who?
Russia.
I was gonna say that, because he's like, You don't just quit YouTube when you have 5 million subscribers.
Yeah. Wait, he quit YouTube?
He hasn't made a video in months.
Yeah, yeah. I'm wondering what's going on. Anyway, so TRD Laser says, when did you start liking cars and why?
Well, when I watched Cars 2, the second movie in the Cars film, I was kind of like obsessed with identifying each of those characters as what they were in real life.
Yeah.
And then I started like, this is why I know so many just like regular cars and their names and all that. And like I can see a car and just boom, that's that car.
Yeah.
Is because I was on a ton of used car advertisement books, and I would just go through and memorize all this information. And then, yeah, so then I found Car Throttle.
Wow, it came out in 2011. I feel old now.
Oh, that was 20. Oh, dude.
Yeah, and I remember watching like the original Cars.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess for
remember
me,
when it
like
first came
I
out.
just played Hot Wheels as a kid, and I like played Hot Wheels games and like Need for Speed, and I guess that's what fostered it. Like, I guess I didn't, become a real car guy, like it didn't fully blossom until maybe 16. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like when I was like, how I put it on Car Throttle is when I was young and stupid. I like anything Chevy made was amazing. It was the best. Even like the Spark. I loved the little tiny Econo box that they made, and anything. And anything Ford made was terrible. It was the absolute worst. Oh. Anything General Motors made, for that matter, was awesome.
Well, quite honestly, like into the 2006 GTO, I'm not that big of a fan of the looks.
Yeah, I mean,
although the Holden and Vauxhall version of that, the Holden Vauxhall Monaro, I find those rather attractive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nathaniel Lucky says, if you could turn any car into a ute, what car would it be?
Any what? Any car into a ute?
Yeah.
Well, after I saw the Mighty Car Mods versus Roadkill thing, and I saw they turned the WRX into a ute, I thought that was awesome. And so I thought, Saab made the 92X, and it's basically the WRX. Why not make a Sabo ute?
Okay.
So I'd make a Saab 92X ute.
Okay, so I'm thinking that to make something a ute, I might want to have something long to begin with, so we'll have decent cargo space. Oh, you know what I'd do? I would take the Cadillac CTSV and turn that into a ute, because I think Big Muscle from Drive, they showed they made a Cadillac Eldorado ute, or something along those lines. So yeah, Cadillac CTSV into a ute. That would be interesting though.
Yeah. You know what Cadillac needs to do?
What?
Is they need to either bring back the CTSV wagon, or they need to make the ATSV wagon.
That's the thing. Like wagons don't really sell that well here in the United States.
I know, but they're awesome.
Yeah. Well, I think they sell well in Europe.
Yeah, they sell everything sensible sells well in Europe, and all Americans don't.
Well, like big pickup trucks and muscle cars, but still, I see your point.
Yeah. I was just talking to my mom the other day because we're like kind of sort of looking for a new car. And so I turned it into a huge discussion like, oh, which car are we going to get? And so she gave me her criteria, which is we need to be able to seat 4 people comfortably. It needs to be relatively cheap. It's got
Well, that's the thing. What's relatively cheap?
probably under 40,000. Like relatively.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, under 40,000. I mean, that's a pretty decent budget. But even that, yeah.
Mhm. And anyway, she also said it can't drive like a truck, so that's all real SUVs out.
But
And
why doesn't she want it to drive like a truck?
because she hates driving my dad's Toyota Tacoma.
Well, because it's a truck, or because this thing's specific to the Toyota Tacoma?
I guess it's just, it's a truck. It's really kind of big and heavy compared to our minivan.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I think it might actually be around the same size and weight.
Probably, but like, I think it's the suspension setup. It's just, I don't know.
Well,
I
yeah,
think
and
the truck.
and I'm pretty sure off leaf springs, so it'll be different to drive around.
Mhm. But she doesn't want it to feel big and heavy. And then she wants decent cargo space. And so
Like the thing, she doesn't want something that feels big and heavy, but she wants something that can see four people comfortably using cargo space.
but perfect for that, a wagon, because it's lighter than an SUV and a minivan. It's based on a car chassis. It's going to handle basically like a car. It's got good cargo space, and it can seat four people comfortably.
Yeah, you got a point there.
But then she said, oh, and no wagons.
Why'd you say no wagons?
Because she hates wagons. I think.
Well, why does she hate wagons?
I think it kind of goes in cycles. Like when she was growing up, the quintessential family vehicle was a station wagon. It was like a boring big box, kind of like how I see the minivan, because that's what we have, and I just see it as kind of a boring box, and I don't like mini.
Oh, the Honda Odyssey. That's the thing. Like, I've actually kind of come to like minivans. Like purely from a practicality standpoint, they're amazing.
Yeah.
Granted, they're not really driver's cars. I drove like they're pretty nice. Like the Ford, like it's a good cruising car. It's torquey. But the Honda, the steering is pretty direct and it's really revvy. So, I mean, true, it's no Ferrari, but
yeah,
in their own right, minivans are great.
Yeah, but our minivan I don't know if it's ever been above 5,000 RPM in its life.
Oh, well, yeah. Meanwhile, then there's me that's regularly revving it up to $6,000 in.
Yeah, that's the thing. Cause like, oh well, we're gonna give you the minivan, and I'm like, well, like engine figures. I think our particular one makes 275 horsepower.
That's not bad.
I think no, it's not. And it makes it up at 6,000. So I don't think we've used all 275. And so I'm like, it's not actually too bad. And then I looked up burnout videos of a Honda Odyssey, and
well, can you turn their traction control off?
I don't know. But
well, you can. We can in my Honda, but you cannot in the Ford.
I think the emergency brake only grabs the rear wheels, and it's front wheel drive. So
yeah.
Do burnouts in his like 80s diesel Mark I Rabbit, VW Rabbit.
Yeah. Anyway, back to well, you know what?
Questions.
Well, maybe that, but like, do you really think we should talk about what your mom should get?
Well, sure. I mean,
didn't you post a question on Car Throttle with those criteria?
It wasn't for my mom. It was more like, well, I'm almost 16, and I might be getting a car in the near-ish future. It was just that, like, What do you guys think I should get? And I listed the criteria.
Well, you know what? Let's just leave it there. You can post that later with the criteria and see what Car
Yeah.
Throttle says, and then we can contribute to the discussion there.
Yeah. One thing I did tell her though is a Range Rover, like a 3-year-old Range Rover would be awesome.
One problem: repair costs.
Yeah, my dad brought that up, and we live nowhere near a Land Rover dealer.
Yeah, that's a problem.
So probably go into Alexandria to get near one.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's see. What's the next question? That was my question, but well, we can skip over that for now. Super Mario Zelia. Will there be a super sport version of Bugatti Chiron? And if so, what do you think will be its theoretical top speed?
I would say probably, because right now, well, does the regular Chiron exceed the Hennessy Venom's top speed?
I think so. Well, they're alluding to that because, like, when I saw a teaser video of it, I think that was related to the Grand Tour. They say it's limited to 261 most of the time, but I think yeah, when I was watching the video, like they were talking about the top speed, and like in the background was like the numbers going 100, 200, 250, and then it stopped around 280, and then like an exclamation point where the one place would be. So somewhere around 280, 289 miles an hour, maybe.
Huh. That's very, very fast. And like, would you need to go faster than that? Well, you never need to go that fast, but like,
yeah. Yeah, like 200 miles an hour is plenty fast.
Yeah. So Hennessy has this concept.
Oh, the F1?
For the new Venom? The F5.
Oh, okay.
It's called.
Yeah.
The Venom F5, it's supposed to go over 300 miles an hour. And they say they named it the F5 because an F5 class Tornado is
that's what I was thinking.
Over 300.
I think the real problem there would be tire technology.
Yeah. I mean, does anyone have a 300 mile an hour tire?
Well, Top Fuel dragsters, they go 330 miles an hour on their Goodyear Eagles, but that's for like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will be like if you can go 300 miles an hour in a tire, it will be track only. I think you might be able to have that kind of technology.
Yeah.
You think we answered that question?
Well, we didn't say what the super sports theoretical top speed would be.
I think it might be around 290 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm. But if the Venom F5 comes out with, and it can go above 300 miles an hour, I'd say above 300 miles an hour.
One thing about most top speeds is that for most cars, you can't really reach them on public roads.
Exactly. And especially not these.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, like acceleration is more important.
Mm-hmm. Top speed, like when I was young and stupid, was what made the car good in my
not smart.
Yeah. But now it's kind of like top speed is kind of a meaningless metric.
Well, it kind of is. Say you have a car that's really high geared, then it would reach the top speed pretty quickly. Like an old truck or muscle car. Those tend to be pretty high geared.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so will there be a super sport version? I think they will. Yeah, if so, it would be theoretical top speed. Yeah, we answer that. That Brody Car Guy says, what do you think about the Skyline R31 and R32? And also, what would be a good first car for daily? It has to be JDM, auto transmission, and all-wheel drive.
All right, so the first question I think we should handle first because I have like a list of stuff for his second question that I prepared.
Okay, let's tackle the Skyline question first.
Okay.
Yeah, so what do you think about it?
I like the R31. The R32 is better. That's my favorite Skyline, the R32 GTR. And yeah, I mean, it's not really one of my dream cars that I have to own this car at some point. But
you definitely like it.
Yeah, I like it.
So I like the looks of the R31. You know, it actually kind of reminds me of a Fox Body Mustang.
It does look like a Fox body.
Performance-wise, I wouldn't really know anything about it. I've had a lot of experience actually with the R32. The wrecking yard has like a base-ish model, maybe a GTS, and then I've seen like my friend's neighbor has an R32 GTR, and I got to sit in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he was watching it out in his driveway, and my friend texted me, he's like, Chad, come over here. And you know what's actually funny? I think the same guy might actually have a 1996 Acura NSX.
Oh, nice.
But that's a maybe. I mean, I think like he sent me pretty grainy pictures like, hey, Chad, is this an NSX? And I was like, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, wow.
And the guy with the GTR, I think he has like a 500cc dirt bike.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's considered a big board in dirt bike That's considered a big board.
Yeah. So Skyline R31, I like it. Might want to learn a little bit more about it. R32, I like it, and I've actually thought about owning one.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, like seeing them around, it kind of puts them in the back of my brain. Same auto yard, someone showed up in a Mark IV Toyota Supra as well. Black paint and orange rims.
Wow. So
also, same wrecking yard, but different lot. Like 10 Ford Rancheros show up all at once. They're all super shiny. I think one guy had a Cobra Jet, like ranging from 59 to 75. It was crazy.
Wow. So I forget what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. We live fairly close to one of the main JDM car importers, Japanese classics, down in Richmond.
Huh.
And I really, really want to go there because, they have all of the cool right-hand drive stuff. And it's a fairly reasonable price because they import a lot of them, so they can offer it at a cheaper price than most importers.
You know what's actually kind of funny? There are actually right-hand drive Suzuki K cars up here that are used as gardening vehicles for the college.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
okay, now on to the second question.
Yeah. Okay. So 20 to 30,000, all-wheel drive, automatic, and testy Japanese.
Well, yeah.
So there are some obvious answers, like Subaru WRX and the Mitsubishi Evo are the obvious.
That's the thing.
answers.
Did those even come with an automatic?
The new WRX you can get with a CVT, which is the same thing.
No, just no.
Yeah, don't. But the Mitsubishi Evo, the Evo 10, you could get it with a DCT.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the other two that are Japanese are the Subaru Forester 2.5 XT and the Subaru
Oh
Out.
yeah, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, because it's got, I think it had the STI engine in it.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw out a wild card here. Hyundai Genesis sedan. It's not technically JDM, but it's Korean, so close enough, right?
Yeah. Is that all-wheel drive? Can you get that
But
in
you might be
all-wheel?
able to get an all-wheel drive option, or you might be able to get like an all-wheel drive Lexus, or a performance-based Acura, or I know, Infiniti G37 SX.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I saw one, G35 actually, the other day that he didn't have like a monster exhaust on it. He had just a regular
But it was still pretty loud.
performance exhaust. That, and he gunned it and he was like, "Oh, that sounds so perfect."
Yeah, there's actually a chick at my apartment complex that has an Infiniti G37 XS.
Oh, nice. Sedan or the coupe?
Sedan.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it then. I
Well,
think that's really it. An all-wheel drive version of a Japanese luxury sedan. There you go.
I was gonna throw in another wild card, which I mean, Saab 92X Aero, which is
Oh. Ooh, okay. All right.
Saab body. So, and you can get if you get the non-aero version, it's a regular Impreza, but I'm pretty sure both are available in automatic.
Yeah, okay. Right on.
Yeah, and that's actually what I really want to get.
Okay, now Raven Nohu says, Imagine Dragons or One Republic.
I haven't listened to any of them, so I'll let you
You
answer that.
haven't?
No.
I would say One Republic. I mean, I've listened to Imagine Dragons before. They have some good songs, but I think they're a little bit overplayed, and I prefer One Republic more.
Okay.
Raven Nohu also asks, Ravens or crows? Is there a difference?
There actually is, and this was learned during my bird obsession, like ornithology obsession period. Ravens are bigger, basic. That's the biggest difference. But I'd say ravens because they tend to be smarter than crows. Crows can be dumb sometimes. Ravens a little smarter. And I think that's the answer he wants.
Yeah. And I would have to go with Raven because I think there was a Edgar Allan Poe
Oh yeah.
poem that talked about ravens. That's a really weird to like ravens, but you know.
About the raven.
And I don't know, like crow. That just like Raven seems to have a better standing with people than crow. Like, oh, like he just ate crow, or like a more majestic name. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. This next question.
Opinions on Kian's recent death by eating car parts he bought with the money he got from selling memes. That's a joke. Don't get with us, Raven.
Yeah. Did you see his post about his joking? He was joking around with, I don't know. Is it? He told me how to pronounce his name, but I'd always in my mind say Quian because I'm American and I speak English.
Yeah.
But anyway, he had a conversation. They were joking about, oh, I drank motor oil and died because I didn't have enough money.
Thoughts on the Nazis in World War II?
Well, they were bad and we beat them.
Is that all you're going to say?
I could say more.
But that's what you want to leave it at.
Yeah, that's the general idea. We
Yeah.
beat them. We made them. They had amazing weapons,
That I can give them. Although I
but
think the Gear 43 came in pretty late, and even then it wasn't that good of a weapon.
yeah, that rifle. I mean, you typically think of a German firearm as like a German car, like, oh, this is gonna work. It's precision. It's amazing.
Over engineered.
But yeah, the
Although,
Gewehr
like
40.
Mauser rifles are pretty good rifles, and I would really consider them to be over engineered.
They are amazing rifles.
That's what I've heard.
Like I looked a while ago, and they had, and they still have it. They haven't sold it yet. A Swedish Mauser. I forget what model it was, but the action on the thing was so smooth. It was just like you can operate it with your fingertips.
Okay. Yeah. So my thoughts on the Nazis, like, of course, everyone gives them crap. I mean, it's not that I hate them, but like, I'm a little bit intrigued by them. Like, I guess I'm intrigued by them because I want to learn more about them, so we don't get
Exactly.
another Holocaust
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
event. Yeah, learning from your past.
Yeah. And trying to stay out of politics on this car themed show, that could be of a lot of use.
Yeah. Have you heard about the Man in the High Castle?
The Man in the High Castle. I think we have that book.
Oh, have you read it?
I haven't read it.
I think you
I
really should. Like the concept seems pretty eerie. You know, an alternate history where the Axis powers win World War II. But
oh
like
that
they made it into an Amazon original TV series, and I would really
oh
like it.
we that, we don't have the book. I I saw the Amazon ad for that. That's where I saw it from.
Do you have Amazon Prime?
Yeah, we have Amazon Prime.
Yeah, you can watch it then.
Yeah. Is it a good series?
Yeah. It's like Breaking Bad kind of good.
Cool.
Okay, yeah. Moving on. Thoughts on Japanese concentration camps in the United States and the tens of thousands of Japanese U.S. citizens who put them in, 75,000 of which were children. That's the thing.
That was bad.
FDR was one of the is one of the most revered presidents among historians. Yet he was presidency when that happened.
Uh-huh. And
Yeah.
doing that was actually unconstitutional because
Yeah. Yeah.
you didn't that's violating their First Amendment rights. I think it's First
Well,
Amendment
which part of
rights.
the First Amendment?
I read a whole book on this. I should know this. Um,
It might actually be violating the Fourth Amendment because I think that amendment is no unwarranted searches and seizures.
well, they certainly violated that, most definitely. But they could have, I think they could have made a not a valid excuse, but they probably made the excuse that they had probable cause to be able to search. And that
Probable cause for like every single Japanese American in the United
I know,
States.
I know. That's why I said it's not a good excuse, but that's probably what they used.
Oh, okay. Now I know the title: Karaoke Night in Japanese internment camps.
Well, we gotta incorporate when I was young and stupid into that somehow.
Oh, when I was young and stupid, I was in a Japanese internment camp.
Oh. Okay,
Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, where were we?
next question, which is about the Berlin Wall.
I think you might just be referring to the whole West versus East Germany thing in general.
I mean, obviously.
That's a very weird thing though, because like as some people say, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and that's how we had alliances in World War II with Russia.
It was how World War
Then they
II.
just went full on communist on everyone.
Uh-huh. World War II played out. It helped a lot, in fact. And then the whole Cold War happened.
Yeah, which is very interesting and scary for like come to think about it, when I like I might call my grandparents soon to thank them for a birthday gift they recently gave me. I might be able to talk to them about that. I don't think I ever have actually. And I probably should, because they're old and they might die soon. No offense.
Yeah, definitely talk about that. That would be really.
Did you say that you wanted to talk about some car news?
Yeah, but one quick last thing about the Berlin Wall. I think it's really says something about your type of government that you have to build a wall.
You have to keep people in, so the whole entire population won't just leave.
Yeah, that's really saying something.
Yeah, and you know what? I think it's the National History Museum in Washington, D.C., to where I was able to see a part of the Berlin Wall.
Oh, yeah. We went. I think that's actually in the International Spy Museum. They might have one in both.
Well, I didn't go to the International Spy Museum, so yeah.
Then I don't know. It could be in the natural. It's not the American History Museum. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so what was the car news you wanted to talk about?
Okay. The Camaro ZL1 1LE.
Did we talk about? Oh, you know what? We talked about that before we started recording, right?
Yeah, and I said, you know what? Stop, save it for the show. We got to save this for the show.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So go ahead.
I don't know. I meant to read Motor Trends and Car Throttle's articles on it, but I didn't. But
well, I'm pretty sure a lot of people by now might know about the specs and stuff like that. We could just leave it to them, but we can like give our opinions about it.
Yeah. I mean, is it the next Z28? Is it the Z28 replacement?
That's the thing, yeah. Like initially, I thought it would be the next Z28, but I think that Chevy might be coming out with the Z28.
Because, I mean, the regular SS 1LE can beat a Corvette Z51 around Mazda Raceway.
Really?
Uh-huh. And
interesting.
The ZL1, the 1LE package, I think, is basically the ZL1's suspension and stuff put into an SS.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, but then the ZL1 1LE, I'm pretty sure that'll be different than the regular ZL1. And come to think about it, that's some bad alphabet soup.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like seriously.
ZL11LE blah.
Yeah, I guess I'll mention one guy on Car Throttle who said that he didn't like the 1LE because he thinks that Chevy's trying too hard. And that he says that the interior isn't that good. There's another reason, but I can't really remember which.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm pretty sure you didn't buy this car because you wanted a luxury car. If you did that, go buy a Bentley then.
Yeah, nobody's gonna buy a Chevy to be a luxury car.
Well, a Chevy
except
SS,
in some.
Yeah, like a Chevy SS, in its price range, is a pretty good car.
Yeah. In the future, I mean, Buicks are starting to be seen as a luxury car. So in the future, anything's possible, I guess.
Yeah. Now countering to the yeah. So I countered the interior point, I guess. I mean, like American car interiors have come a pretty long way to where right now they're pretty good. Like they're definitely not like 2000 Pontiac Grand Am crap.
Mm-hmm.
And regarding the Chevy's trying too hard thing, oh yeah, and I think he also is like, oh well, it's not a 911. Well, of course it's not a 911. But regarding the whole trying too hard thing, Chevy's just trying to see what they can do with the platform.
Mm-hmm. Because it's on the Alpha chassis, which is the same one, the ATS and the CTS. So I guess they're just pushing as much as they can out of the Alpha chassis because it is an amazing chassis.
Did you know that the General Mayhem won first in class at the Detroit Autorama?
Like Roadkill General Mayhem.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's just oh yeah. Well, they not only put a Hellcat engine into it, they took like the interior and put it in there, and I think it's got the infotainment and the steering.
Yeah,
everything.
And I think they had to do that just to make the engine run.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and I think also that you know the okay, so Dirt Everyday took a Plymouth Roadrunner, swapped in a Dana 40 or 60 axle into the front, and then put a Cummins 5-liter V8 turbo diesel into it,
Mm-hmm.
and made that an off-roader. Did
Wow.
you know that?
I saw the title and everything, and I'm like, hey, that's pretty cool. I'll check it out sometime. But that was months and months ago. So
yeah, I'm looking at their YouTube page right now to jog my memory. Oh, what's it called? Okay. It's called the Mad Maxis Off-Road Runner.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that won best in class for 4x4.
Nice.
And Dirt Everyday and Roadkill are both Motor Trend entities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they branch off of different magazines in that whole family.
Although Dirt Everyday is in a magazine.
Well, I think how it worked was because Roadkill's now got their own magazine.
Yeah.
Roadkill. So Dirt Everyday, I think, branched off from Four Wheel and Off Road, I think.
Yeah.
And then Roadkill branched out of Hot Rod, and now they both have their own magazines.
Yeah, like it doesn't have its own magazine.
Mm-hmm. I really like what. Well, I really like the what Motor Trend has done with their YouTube channel. Like, instead of Dirt Everyday having a show over here and Roadkill having their own channel and all this, they combined all these really good programs onto one channel. And so you can basically spend your whole afternoon watching Motor Trend and have it be different and all that. I actually I was working on a blog post a while ago when they announced that USA Top Gear was dead, which, I mean, I'm not really sad about. I didn't really like it.
Well, have you watched it?
I watched an episode on YouTube, and it was kind of it seemed to me like they were trying to imitate the Top Gear too hard.
Well, I actually kind of like it because in its own unique way, where like I really like the episode where they take some resto modded Challenger, Mustang, and Camaro then they race them, and then the winner got to drag race the drag pack challenger of the Cobra Jet.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. I mean, granted, it doesn't. I don't think like the three guys had the same chemistry as Richard Hammond, Richard, James, and Jeremy, but in its own right, it's a pretty decent show. Just when you compare it to the Top Gear UK, that's when it feels like it falls a little bit short.
Yeah. But anyway, I was working on a blog post a long time ago about how the Motor Trend YouTube channel is kind of the new USA Top Gear equivalent because
you know what? You might actually have a point there.
Because, they have like Johnny Lieberman, Misa doing like the head-to-heads, and they mess around kind of like Top Gear. And then you have and you just have all kind of awesome content. Like if they just kind of did a studio type thing and then they rolled into these videos, they could almost have like a style show.
Yeah.
But
a lot of people have been complaining about Motor Trend on demand and how Motor Trend seems to be advertising too much for that.
Oh, their recent videos, it's just, I think, just one near the beginning, and they remind you at the end. And I never really found it annoying, except that I can't see Carlos Lago again because he's got his daily show on Motor Trend on Demand, and they release one every.
One thing that's nice too is that, like, for the most part, most of the shows on Motor Trend, like you can get those on YouTube. You're just gonna have to wait an extra month to see the video.
Yeah, like the ones that they've had on YouTube before Motor Trend on Demand.
Yeah, and then there are some shows that are Motor Trend on Demand exclusive, but even then they'll occasionally drop a video from Motor Trend on Demand onto YouTube.
Yeah, I was really, really, really mad because Carlos Lago left Motor Trend and he went to like Edmunds.com, and then he left Motor Trend for a while. But then he came back to Motor Trend and placed him with Jason Camisa in the Ignition and head-to-head videos and the Best Driver's Car videos. Then they didn't really bring him back into the YouTube thing, and then they say, oh, well, now he's got his own daily show, but you gotta pay for it.
Yeah.
Which,
you know what they should really do? They should, Motor Trend On Demand should just be a part of Netflix.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe Netflix could work out a deal like, hey, we'll pay you such and such an amount of money if you let these shows on here. Because then that's opening up Netflix to a whole new audience, but another thing that Motor Trend on Demand has that I really like the idea of is they have motorsports coverage. Like,
oh yeah,
you can just, and it's not like on DirecTV where you got to search through all the guides and all that to find a motorsports event. You just go and they have them all laid out there. You select on a menu which type of motorsport you want, and you have endless amounts of video from them.
Yeah.
So, anything else you wanted to talk about?
Maybe about my Subaru.
Okay. Little on podcast reveal.
Maybe, yeah. Well, I did recently make a blog post about 5 cars I used to not like but now adore, and that was on there. Initially, I was just excited to have a car, and I wasn't really excited about the car itself. But it's actually a pretty decent car. Sure, it's a pig on the highway. and like the steering isn't that connected to the wheels.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, it's a pretty decent car. And like the shifter is great, and it's pretty practical. So yeah, it's a pretty decent car.
Yeah. There are a lot of cars that I used to hate so much that now I'm like, oh, I love those cars.
You should make a blog post about that.
Yeah. I have so many blog posts that I need to finish. Let me look. Yeah, I'm going to ask a question. See, which one do you guys want next? I actually asked this question a while ago.
I remember that.
Yeah, and I haven't delivered yet. So, my favorite high-performance wagons, cars that I'll always love, modern minis, a spotter's guide, which, I mean, that's not a really a blog post as much as it's a spotter's guide. And then the best of Sweden, my favorite Swedish cars.
Yeah. Okay, we have to talk about the what's been going on with the Demon.
We actually talked about that last week on the show, but I'd love to hear your input on it.
Yeah, so both hand drive. Well,
yeah.
Well, that's kind of a stupid question, but apart from the podcast, Ian has been drawing a lot of people actually, including Gary or Kyle Ashdown from Car Throttle, and this one Australian chick, and they're writing for both hand drive, and
really.
Yeah, and Gary says he hates the Demon.
Huh. He's
Canadian. He says it's pretty gimmicky. Yeah, he's Canadian. And
it's because it's American.
And he, yeah, it's a special edition of a special edition.
Yeah. Well, it's not like the Dodge Challenger Hellcat Demon. It's the Dodge Charger Challenger SRT Demon.
That reminds me, I'm wondering if they might come out with a Demon version of the Charger version. I doubt they would, but I think it's still a possibility because that's an unknown. Yeah,
I don't think they will because...
Yeah, but it's still a possibility.
Yeah, it's kind of like the ACR, but a drag version. It's made for competition drag racing.
Oh, like a Viper drag racer.
Well, no, like the Viper ACR was made. It stands for American Club Racer, so it's made for the club racer to go. You can buy a ready-made car and go out and smoke everybody.
Yeah. Thing is, though, I think that would be kind of pointless. They made a Viper drag car because they already have the Challenger drag car with the Viper engine.
Yeah, the drag pack. I actually just learned about that we were trying to record episode 1 a couple weeks ago, and Sam brought up the drag pack, and I had never ever heard of the drag pack, and I'm like, what? There's a Challenger with a Viper engine? You said the magic words.
Yeah, part of me wants to get like an old Plymouth Valiant, get an 8-liter V10 from a Dodge 2500, put that in there, and then just go from there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, poor man's Viper.
Yeah. Well,
okay,
actually,
I think we've really run out of stuff to talk about.
Well, the poor man's Viper, I think, would be a Miata with the engine from 2500 Ram, because they put the Viper engine in that.
Yeah, so regarding that, so the original is the Shelby Cobra. Then Bob Lutz says that the Dodge Viper is the spiritual successor to the Shelby Cobra.
Well, Shelby did work on the Viper.
Did he?
Yeah, he helped design it, and
he did do a brief stint with Chrysler.
Yeah, he did. With the little Dodge Omni, they had a Shelby version of that, and then he helped help design the Viper. And one thing that he really, really wanted the Viper to have was a supercharged V8 instead of a V10. But like at the last minute, Dodge was like, nope, we're going to do a V10. Because I think at that time, they had some connection with Lamborghini, and Lamborghini made
and they helped them design the engine.
the original. And I love all the Shelby stuff and Shelby's, but I think the V10 made the Viper a more interesting car because, you know,
Yeah.
you can get a V8 in any old truck, but you can't get a V10 in a lot of cars.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I think that might be it.
Yeah, I guess we're done. So thank you guys for listening. Make sure and go check out Chadkake on Car Throttle. I'll link up a link to his profile in the description. Yeah, thanks again for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.